I chose to read a book called Nothing But the Truth by AVI or Avi. In the book, it is about a 9th grader called Philip Malloy, and he loves running, so he decides to try out for the track team, but doesn't make the cut because of failing English grade in Miss Darwin's class. And he thinks teacher's out to get him because she hates him. And one morning during announcements, he decides to hum along to the national anthem and actually gets suspended for it because of Miss Darwin, because it's against school policy. Then this catches the media's attention, which in return causes everyone from around the country wonder why he got suspended for humming the national anthem. And for interesting author background, AVI started writing when she was 17 years old and is currently 77 years old, so about 60 years, and got her name from her twin sister at 1 year old, which is Avi, or AVI. And then personal interpretation of the title is, I think Nothing But the Truth means not to lie, which makes sense because the character, Philip, he's a very straightforward guy and doesn't really lie to anybody and just says what's on his mind. And two reading passages that highlight literary elements is one of them is foreshadowing, which is when Miss Malloy was talking to her husband, Mr. Malloy, and in it, Mrs. Malloy says, "My sister called," and Mr. Malloy said, "From Conover," and then Miss Malloy says, she said Philip could go to school in their district, which is foreshadowing that Philip may move to a different school district or not. And then a second literary element is when Philip was describing Miss Darwin, and he said, "It's Miss Darwin. I keep trying to get her to like me. She won't. And she's so old-fashioned and boring," which is indirect characterization. And then number 4, two personal / real-world connections with my book is, one, they sing the national anthem, but we sing the Pledge of Allegiance every morning. And then number 2 would be Philip reminds me of myself a little bit because I enjoy running and I try not to lie. Then I would give, for number 5, I would give this book 4 out of 5 stars because the book is written in a unique format, which is sort of like a play script, like which character says which line. And I like the overall plot and theme, and most of the characters interest me. Then, for last one, who would read this book, I would say patriotic people because it's about fighting for your freedom of speech and against unfairness